Marvel really just revealed who the main villains of Spider-Man 4 are gonna be just by telling us the title is Brand New Day. And I'm letting you know right now, this really might shock you. And I got some insane theories that'll make this all make sense. This has potential to be the best MCU Spider-Man movie, I'm saying it. Either way, me and you, we gotta talk about it. So when Sony, Destin Daniel Cretton, and Tom Holland got up on that stage and revealed that the new title for Spider-Man 4 is Brand New Day, a lot of people were like, why are you so excited about a title reveal? To those people, I say, go kick rocks. Because a title reveal can tell you a lot. And the Brand New Day title says even more than a lot. Because just like MCU Spidey, this was a fresh start for ASM Spider-Man after the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen in my life one more day. But in the Brand New Day storyline, we went back to square one with Spidey, dealing with the usual trials and tribulations of life in the Daily Bugle. Gossip, rumor, panic in the streets, we're lucky. But with that, an introduction of a whole new cast of characters and villains. Now let me take you back to a couple weeks ago where we got these casting calls for Spider-Man Brand New Day, one of which is a male in his early 20s described as a resourceful young man. And my mind immediately goes to two people. The most obvious choice in taking the Brand New Day title into mind is Harry Osborn. What's his resourcefulness? What's his superpower? He's rich. And in Brand New Day, it was treated as a reintroduction of Harry Osborn, who had already been the Green Goblin at that point in time, giving him his own fresh start. But I'm a little hesitant on Harry Osborn, just because they've already introduced him in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I don't know if they're ready to tackle the Osborns just yet. But I'm like 60-40 that it's Harry. The other 40% could be Miles Morales. Now stick with me, stay with me, let me land. More on Miles in a second, because I want to talk about this other role which was described as one of the main villains. A male between 30s and 50s, any ethnicity described as a no-nonsense authority figure who sees the world in black and white, loyal, determined, and willing to cross lines to maintain order. And of course, my immediate thought goes to Norman Osborn, you know. But like I mentioned before, I'm not sure if they're ready to try to fill these shoes, especially since we just saw him in No Way Home. So where does that leave us for this role? Now, there was a rumor, not a confirmation, a rumor, going around from Jeff Snyder, who's very hit or miss, saying that the main villain could be Chameleon. And I'm not gonna hold you, on paper, that sounds like a great idea. A villain who has multiple identities dealing with a Spider-Man who doesn't have an identity, it could have been compelling. But I'm just not sure how much sense this makes, because we just saw Chameleon in Kraven. And yeah, don't get me wrong, like they just ignore this. But everyone's forgetting that Dimitri has already been cast in the MCU. This is Chameleon. And this was confirmed to be the case in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man when they used the same actor's face. And he really got that shit on too. Turtleneck with the chain out is his nasty word. What are you, Dwayne Johnson? It doesn't matter what. Why would they be looking to cast a role they already have cast? Makes no sense. But that leads me to Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative, aka me when my parlay don't hit. And I know what you're thinking. Well, actually, it says any ethnicity, and he has to be Chinese. Have you guys ever taken a second to think that the any ethnicity part could be a ploy to try to throw us off? Because yes, Martin Lee needs to be Chinese, because China is tied to his origins. It's tied to everything he is as a villain, the weapons he uses, and his inner demons gang. Now, don't get me wrong, they could definitely change that up, and it can come from anywhere. I mean, it's not like the MCU hasn't done that before. But mind you, the new director, Destin Daniel Cretton, is half Chinese. So seeing the world in black and white makes a lot of sense for it to be Mr. Negative. If anyone should play him, it should be Stephen O. Young, who is the model character for the games. But now let's all tie this together, because don't forget that Feast has already been introduced in the MCU. And if I had to guess, Martin Lee has taken over Feast, and that's where Miles Morales comes in, being a nice, resourceful young man. 40% though, remember. And they said plenty of times Brand New Day is something they've never done before. So look no further than this demon, literally. Now on to the fun one, because we also got another casting call for a female, 30s to 50s, any ethnicity, described as a powerful and imposing figure, seeking an actress with a strong and commanding screen presence with depth. Now, part of me hoped and prayed this was Black Cat. Maybe there's another casting call for a side villain, please, side anti-hero, because I just want to see this in live action. Please, God, it's the perfect time to do it. It's the perfect time to do it. It could also potentially be Silver Sable, or maybe even Spider Queen, but the title Brand New Day kind of rules that out for me. Instead, I think it's going to be Lily Hollister. And I know what you're thinking. Who's that? Well, not only is she Harry Osborn's boot thing, but she's the supervillain Menace. Basically a goblin stereotype, and when I tell you she's a menace, she's a menace. She just like me for real. I think Menace makes the most sense to be the villain, because this screams main villain potential. Maybe one day we'll get a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie, but today is not that day. I would love to be a black and silver sandwich. Now, the only hole to poke through this is that the actress they're looking for is the 30s and 50s. I mean, if they get an actress who's on the 30s, she could still potentially be Harry's girlfriend, or they could just outright not make her related to Harry at all. But to me, that kind of defeats like the interesting aspects of Lily, because just like Spectacular Spider-Man, there's this nice little cat and mouse game for Peter because he thinks Harry is Menace since he used to be the Green Goblin, but it ends up actually being Lily. I mean, at one point Harry does become Menace, but that's neither here nor there. And like, let's just say Harry is important to them. I don't know, maybe Harry could be a little older, so he probably won't be that resourceful young man. So maybe the resourceful young man really is Miles. And Lily also has a connection with who I think Sadie Sink is playing, because I think Sadie Sink is Carly Cooper. And after Carly's dad passed away, or I guess faked his death, shout out Mysterio, fire all the drones now! Lily's dad loved Carly just as much as her. And Lily, she didn't like that, not one bit. I still think Sadie Sink is going to be Jean DeWolf. Only in name and in character she's going to be Carly. That would also explain why these scoopers thought she was Jean Grey, because they heard Jean and just assumed. And I've been saying this shit for like a month now. So if y'all thought I was annoying before, if this becomes true, y'all ain't gonna hear the last of it from me. But I love Spider-Man so much, man. I love the title, the Scott Johnson type font. The subtitle looking like the Home Trilogy's title is beautiful, perfect. I got a lot of faith and trust in Destin Daniel Cretton that he's gonna get this right, because quotes like this tells me he understands Spider-Man. And he's also gonna bring some stunt choreography and action to this. Oh my God, it's gonna be peak. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Who do you think the main villains are gonna be? What do you think about my theory? Drop a comment down below, and as always, like and follow for more.